up, but I'm really proud of all the work you guys have done. What's always amazing to me with these workshop shows is we start at the beginning on a Tuesday, okay, and sometimes we got nothing, or sometimes we got stuff to be approved on, and by week 5, by a show, we got excellent sets, and this session was no exception. It's just amazing the creativity that you guys put in, the work you put in, and I'm going to work real hard in the very near future and continuing to make sure that you have more people to see you because you deserve that. With that being said, let's have fun today with who we are and what we're doing. We're going to bring up our first comic of the afternoon, okay? And by the way, this is good training for like 30 or 40 years from now when you're in a nursing home and you'll be playing afternoon shows. So you should use this training for the future. Our first comic of the afternoon, very funny person, lady, woman, a good friend of ours. How about a warm welcome to Liz Friesius?
JP's Comedy Club, keep it going for your host, Tony Visick. Okay, yes, my name is Liz Friesius, and not to lecture anybody, but there's a couple things I know to be absolutely true. A football is not a soccer ball. A soccer ball is not a baseball. And a pretzel stick is not a pretzel. Some things in life just need a good twist. A martini. A mystery. And the shorts of the asshole who decided that a pretzel stick was a pretzel. The son of a bitch probably is the guy who decided that, you know what? I bet you he ate paste in first grade. I bet you he thought Apple was a great idea. I bet you this idiot was the guy who, honest to God, thought that parachute pants were the coolest thing on the face of the earth back in the 1980s. What's the stick? It's what you cram down the throat of the asshole who won't shut up at the baseball game, the football game, or the soccer match. And you know that paste-eating idiot who decided that all of a sudden that a pretzel stick was a pretzel?
You know, you realize that in Europe, a football and a soccer game are one and the same.
Yeah, let's give his shorts an extra twist for that one. These idiots who think that a pretzel stick is a pretzel should not be allowed to breed. They should not be allowed to vote. They shouldn't be allowed to extract the prize out of the box of Cracker Jacks. You know, a pretzel was meant to be a sign of piety. It was a reward given during Lent for somebody memorizing their prayers. Nowadays, we've got people thinking that, oh, no, it would be a great idea. Hand a kid a stick, a salty stick, and tell him it's a reward from a priest. That image doesn't work. Trust me, that image does not work. See, this is actually a form of communion. In the past, Catholics celebrated Lent with wine and a wafer. Now we've got beer and a pretzel. And a guy who's there in the bar going, please God, don't let my wife realize that I've just had my 5th, 6th, 7th beer and my 8th, 9th, 10th pretzel. The worst thing about it is all these politically correct guys have now suddenly decided that, oh my God, we got to get all the companies on board because we're going to say that a pretzel stick's a pretzel. So we got Utz, we got Rolled Gold, we have got combos, all bailing on board saying that a pretzel stick's a pretzel. What the heck is an Utz anyway? It's the sound somebody makes when I stab them in the back. Utz! Or it's the sound that the ladies make after Ryan has to tear them apart from mouth off during a set on a Thursday night. See, you needed a good pretzel stick. You could have stabbed them with it, then they could have all been yelling, Utz! The whole time. And Rolled Gold, what exactly is that? It sounds like a condom. You can roll a car, you can roll a joint, you can roll in the hay, but you cannot roll a pretzel. A pretzel's folded. It's not rolled. But then the asshole who makes a pretzel stick says, yeah, but you gotta realize there's such thing as a pretzel roll. Bitch slap him for that one. The worst thing about it though, they're now saying that, oh well, yeah, Rolled Gold, it's the Goldschlager of condoms. And combos. Who came up with a combo? A combo is what you get when a pretzel stick fucks a Hot Pocket. Whoever uses the idea that a pretzel stick is a pretzel is just using twisted logic. My God, I love pretzels. I absolutely love pretzels. But, I love the twisted sister of sticks. Sticks are meant when you need to beat the hell out of somebody and want to rub salt into the open wounds. And then they come up with pretzel rods now. Yes, lady, pretzel rods, invented by the guy who decided that, this actually was 6 inches and could be construed as a stick. Yeah. There are some things in life where you go, everybody familiar with Bob Ross? Oh, there are no mistakes. There's just happy little accidents. Try telling that to a teenage girl. Or better yet, tell that to somebody who tries to hand me a pretzel stick and tell me it's a pretzel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I'm Liz Fresius. Have a great night. Now, please welcome to the stage, next comic of the day, Ryan Heilman.
How's it going, everybody?
We're good.
Let's see. I'm glad I'm engaged. Glad I'm done dating. You ever go on a first date with someone and they just bring up some weird shit, like a date you were on the night before? Like, what could I possibly do with that information? Best case scenario, date goes well, we get married, and now, anytime we get in a fight, I got some fuel to throw on the fire, right? Yeah, you know what? Maybe your mom was right. Yeah, maybe you should have married Derek. Oh, I'm crazy? Guess what? I know that Derek wanted that teddy bear that's still in my goddamn house. Nobody wants that, right? That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, derails the whole date, dehumanizes the whole thing. I just feel like you're buying a house or something. She's like, I'm gonna level with you. I got 6 other interested parties. I'm gonna need you to make a strong offer tonight. Yeah, your dumbass thought dinner was gonna be enough. But no, I'm gonna need closing costs too. And it better be the creme brulee. Yeah, it sucks though. But then you realize all dating's like that, right? Even the questions are the same. What do you do for a living? What's your annual income? That's a nice car. Bet he has a good credit score. And the whole time the guy's just sitting there like, listen, I will do whatever I have to just to get inside this thing. That's when the negotiations start. She's like, oh yeah? How about a 30-year commitment? Shit. Have more money? Can we make it 15? I don't know. I do miss that no conversation can take a hard left like a first date conversation. I was out to dinner with this girl once, and I said, do you have any tattoos? She said, no. I said, do you want any? And then she came at me with, well, I don't know, because if I did, I'm really into Disney, so I would probably get Mickey Mouse. But then, I don't know, because what if Mickey Mouse comes out as pro-abortion? Oh, I get it. You were homeschooled. All right, first of all, if you're a grown woman who wants to be a Disney princess, you belong on a list. All right? As far as I'm concerned, Disney is your Neverland, and you're just a poor man's Michael Jackson. Okay? And while I'm talking about people who belong on a list, you know who else belongs on a list? Any grown man who goes to a high school football game. Yeah, you call it a scouting report, the rest of it's called stalking. Yeah. You know how strong they are? You know how fast they can run? You're just trying to figure out which ones you can catch. Alright, sorry, back to abortion Annie for a second. That could never happen. She goes, yeah, I know that. Oh, no, you're right. There's probably an executive at Disney right now going, you know what would really boost our sales? Less fucking babies. You know what? Wrap up the parks while we're at it. We're just a giant Planned Parenthood now. Yeah. we all know how much money those commies make. How'd you know I was homeschooled? No, but seriously for a second, if I was the head of marketing at Disney, I would be targeting the hell out of Texas right now. Pretty soon they're going to be making some really good money off some really sad baby showers. Aw, cheer up, Darlene. That Winnie the Pooh onesie's going to look adorable on your sister-daughter. Gross. Alright guys, that's my time. I'm Ryan Heilman. I'm going to bring up another comedian. Yeah. Woo! Give it up for Andrew Irwin.
So we got a new guy. You said Trey? Trey's your name? Nice to meet you, Trey. What's Ryan, what's your fiance's name? What's your name?
Oh, I can speak for myself. Grace.
We know who wears the pants now. Well, nice to meet you, Grace. You know, I don't know if Ryan's told you he's gay yet, but
Oh, yeah.
no, I'm just kidding. So, you know, I'm just gonna attempt to say the same jokes we've heard the last 5 weeks. So let's get on with it. So, yeah, I grew up in a part of Phoenix where there's no Caucasians. In school, I was the only Caucasian. You know, it's like being the only white kid in school. Kind of felt like Eminem and 8 Mile. You know? But then here's the thing, I didn't know I was the only white kid. You know, I didn't even know I was white. That's how dumb I was. I was so dumb I heard a kid, like in preschool they don't teach you about race or ethnicities. You know, I was so dumb I heard a kid next to me tell somebody he's Mexican. I was like, oh, I guess I'm Mexican too. So I ran around the school telling people for years. You know, the whole school knew. The only people who didn't know I was Mexican were parents. And then one day in 2nd grade, my mom finally found out. She was picking me up from school, and then she hears me telling my friend that I'm Mexican. She comes running over, freaking out. Not because she has anything against Mexicans, just the fact that her son was dumb enough to think he was Mexican. She pulls me aside, she's like, Andrew, you know you're not Mexican, you're white. She called me out in front of my friends. That's when I got mad. That's when the real Mexican came out. She goes, you're white. I'm like, huh? No, me Latino, madre. Me Latino. She's like, no, you're not. You're white. I'm like, what about cousin Tommy? He's Mexican. Really that? She's like, yeah, but you're not blood related. I'm like, hey, you better watch your mouth, chica. South Side Bloods is me familiar. So she got scared I was going to join a gang, moved to Goodyear. But by the time I graduated, shit, they should have called me Goodyear. I did rewrite some of the jokes that we've been practicing, so get ready. So in 2nd grade, like I had this Asian kid that sat next to me. He really thought I was Mexican, and he would always ask me for answers on the Spanish test, probably because he was too scared to ask the real Mexicans. So she'd be like, Andrew, what does chorizo mean? I'm like, chorizo? That means Cheerios. I was like, well, what about tamales? I'm like, come on, man, that means tomatoes. He's like, well, what, did you get the last question? Hasta la vista? I'm like, come on, man. That's how you say Arnold Schwarzenegger. I had a little side hustle. I would sell pencils to students to make a couple bucks. But then you know it's commentary. And I had to close down business after a week because they kept turning them into shanks. Still to this day, I have nightmares watching Miss Sanchez get shanked. But on a positive note, that was the last time she tried to give us homework. Where we at? 3 minutes. All right. So, since all my friends were Mexican when I was little, and I'd go over to their house, they'd always be watching TV in Spanish. I was hoping that I'd learn something, but it didn't work. There'd always be like 1 or 2 words that would stick out, and then I would just say it randomly in conversation. My mom would be like, honey, what do you want for dinner? I'd be like, cerveza! And then we'd sit down at the dinner table, she's like, what do you want to drink? I'm like, dos cervezas! She's like, oh, that's cute, you think you're saying water? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm trying to black out. Nowadays, if I get too drunk out with my friends, they're like, Andrew, you good? I'm like, no more cervezas. Tequila! Woo! Here we go, Don Julio. Alright, these are the ones that I rewrote. Let's see how these go. So I remember my first day at 3rd grade. This was after my mom told me I'm not Mexican. So I was scared. I was terrified. I showed up late, halfway through the day, so everybody was already in the class. As soon as I walk in, they all turn around and look back. They're just staring through my soul. I'm like, oh God, they know I'm a gringo. I'm not gonna lie, I tinkled a little bit. I was scared. This is what it was like. Imagine accidentally walking into that room when they're signing the Declaration of Independence, and you're black. That's what it was like. Alright. It's hard to judge with the, 6 people in the crowd. What was the last one? Alright, I got 30 seconds. I remember in 3rd grade learning about slavery for the first time. Learned about slavery for the first time, and then after class, this kid came up to me and pushed me. He's like, you see, homie, that's why we don't like you. I took a step back, I was like, excuse me, Jaquan. It's like, first of all, I'll admit the whites made some mistakes. Second of all, you forgot, I'm Mexican. Me Latino. Well, maybe shake you, Chico. My name's Andrew Rowan, thank you. The next person coming to the stage is actually known for selling the knife to O.J. Simpson. Give it up for Devontae Brown.
slavery, he looked at me. But anyways, yeah, my name is Devontae Enrique Brown. What the fuck is right? And, you're probably wondering, am I black? Am I Puerto Rican? Am I plus size? Let's just say I'm whatever makes you guys comfortable to keep buying tickets, because I really want to quit my day job. Selling knives is kind of tough this time. And my mom, I think she named me as if I had 3 potential fathers, and she wasn't sure how black I was going to turn out, so she kind of just guessed. And after 24 years, we've taken 3 paternity tests, and I'm happy to say we still don't know who my dad is, okay? We're going for a 4th this year, and every time I ask my mom and I say, what's with my name? She just says, I want to make sure that you qualify for every minority scholarship in America. And to thank her, I went to college and collected all the money I was owed, and then I dropped out to do stand-up comedy. Because as a partially white guy, I feel entitled to do things I'm not certified for, like doing stand-up comedy. Terry Jane is the best. Like, she's the best. Like, the rest of you guys, like, you're looking at me like, done. Even Andrew was like looking at the timer, like, how much time is left for this sentence? But Terry Jane, I appreciate you. Anyways, I know my name is a little too black and Mexican for the kind of voice that I have. Some people would call me a catfish. I just call it growing up in a predominantly white middle school and high school. It changed me forever. And I do have a voice for some things. Like, I have the voice to be the next affirmative action hire at State Farm, which is kind of a dream job for me, And I think it would be great because nowadays it's all about diversity. We started with Todd from State Farm, then we have Jake from State Farm, and eventually we will have Devontae Enrique Brown from State Farm, sponsored by South Phoenix. If that isn't scream Black Lives Matter, I don't know what else we can do. Calm down, I know it's Gilbert. My last name is Brown, which is a nice way to say I come from a broken family, okay? The black side of my family is very stereotypical. We have great dancers, we have a lot of great cooks that season their food a little too much, that pretty much has given everyone type 1 and 2 diabetes, which is kind of a thing we like to brag about. And we all have happy families, and it's really just because all the dads are lactose intolerant, so they never had a chance to go get the milk. They kind of all had to stay home. Now the white side of my family is great too, like financially. Okay, they love to go skydiving, but some of them like to go skydiving without a parachute, which is depression is a kind of a good thing on the white side of the family. Their food isn't really seasoned too well, so you can guess what side I visit for most of the holidays. And most of my white side of my family, they live in like the country rural parts of Arizona, so their Wi-Fi isn't great. So they still think we're counting the votes for Trump, I don't want to tell them the bad news because I don't want to have to explain to my cousin again why it's a bad idea to storm the Capitol. And everyone tells you being biracial is great. Yeah, I have a great credit score, but my dad isn't in my life. I wish I could renegotiate that deal. White girls, they hunt me like I'm a rare Pokemon. I'll tell you, I've been caught a few times just to show them that not all black stereotypes are true. Like, we're not all good at basketball, kind of thing. But being biracial is cool. I mean, you get compared, and people say you look like every other light-skinned celebrity, like Mexicans. Andrew will know this. They say that I look like Patrick Mahomes. The only difference is a little more CTE and $500 million. So, not a big deal. Black people, they usually call me Blake Griffin, or they call me like a black leprechaun. I don't know which one offends me more. And white people, they usually just call the police, but some are a little bit more progressive, like in Tony's neighborhood. So they just call me a Negro, which means I get to go home afterwards, which is nice. Now, I was raised by the white side of my family, which is obvious. I don't think any of you guys are wondering or thinking, was he raised in Oakland or Baltimore? Now, if you were thinking that, was anyone thinking that, by the way, to show hands? Anyone thinking that? Okay, the guy that looked at me when he was talking about slavery, you're racist. That's okay because I'm racist too, Andrew. We're the same team. Let's get his ID checked after this. But yeah, I was raised by white progressives, which is nice. because we had safe neighborhoods and guaranteed Christmas presents every year. Not bragging, it was just a good life. But it did have a cost, okay? And the cost was they never taught me how to say the N-word properly. They always said it with the ER at the end, never with the A. So, a little tough. It makes me feel awkward saying the N-word, you know? It's like, it feels like a birthright, but with my voice, it sounds a little racist. I mean, do you guys want to hear me say it? Thanks. Are we whispering? Someone said, yes, no. Well, Terry Jean, I know you're excited. No, but I can't, because every time I say it, like, black people beat me up. Like, they disappear out of nowhere, like out of shadows. They just beat me up. So I just say it around my white progressive friends like my family taught me. Thank you, that's my time. All right, and then, I'm bringing up Terry Jean. You got up too quick, you scared me. Coming up to stage, Terry Jean.
Makes me want to sing. I can't, I'll spare you. Well, I won my battle against anorexia. I went from a Thin Mint to a Samoa. Thank you, JP. So, I bought all this moisture-wicking clothing, supposed to keep you dry and fit from head to toe. And I'm here to tell you, doesn't work. Because these tits are sweaty as all get out. Titty sweat. So, a few years ago, I was at lunch with my mama, and we just came back from the home of the Whopper. And I was telling her, oh, sweat my balls off. And she hit me and she said, now Tara Jean, I was there when you was born and you ain't got no balls, just like your daddy. Oh, look at them cows. Oh, it's so hot outside. I said, talk about your titty sweat. That's an utter shame. She said, well, they need that moisture-wicking clothing more than you do. And I said, you just had a double Whopper with cheese. What do you care? Well, I got morals, and they should be comfortable before I eat them. Well, now you know where I get my figure from. I really never really knew my mama because she always spoke in cliches. She had several, but one that always just stuck right there was, you might want to double check, which is a real confidence booster. I got an A in math. You might want to double check. I lost 25 pounds. You might want to double check. I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. You might want to double check. So when she was on her deathbed, she said to me, oh, Tara Jean, I just wish I could have one more day with you. And I took her pillow and I said, you might want to double check. Oh, you guys have been great. And thank you for playing along and being part of my dream. Please remember me. I'm Terry Jean.
Woo! Terry Jean's a rapper too.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah!
It's like Tony's watching a totally different movie in that room. Yeah.
He just appreciates the end of it.
Right.
Woo!
The yeah, they're just yeah.
Yeah!
It's like, who's playing in there? You know?
Well, John.
Well, it is my pleasure to welcome to the stage your next comedian, Ty!
Oh, hey.
Craig!
I've heard worse. I've heard Trenton, I've heard Trevor, I have heard so much shit. This is fine.
Well, I'm old too, so I forget.
Let the man talk.
Sorry.
I know this is more of an adult club, but I figured I'd take pride in being a clean comic, so I showered yesterday. Back at my old high school, we had this award show called Spam Awards. It was purely obligatory and meant absolutely nothing. Now, one could argue the same for my high school diploma, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, the reason why I bring that up is because my senior year, I got the award for most likely to dress up as a Jedi in a skirt. Now, the best part about that was that I was not only most likely to do so, that is exactly what I did. And I was thinking to myself, I could use some jokes. How about a visual gag?
What? On guard.
Oh, thank you. What do babies and hunters have in common? Good question. Thank you for asking. They both love their stuffed animals, and also train to be a living weapon every day. Parents and curtains have a lot in common. Go figure. They often shield their children from the realities of the outside world, and they can be surprisingly cheap. Who knew? Thank you. I love the pity laugh. I just want to say thank you all for coming out again. I appreciate it. A little bit of a smaller crowd, but it's fine. It's my first. During one of my first sessions here, Tony was saying not to steal jokes from other comedians because eventually your source would run dry. I haven't even gotten to the punchline yet. But see, the thing is, John Mulaney once said, "I am damned all the time. The joke is on Tony, good sir. My source will never run dry." If I had a nickel for every time I expressed my emotions healthily, I still couldn't afford therapy. And now you'll all just have to bear with me on this last one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
London.
London who?
I'm done telling jokes. Where's my paycheck? Thank you very much. My name's Strange Jarvis.
Oh yeah!
Coming up is DJ Payne.
Shout out to the non-existent audience. Props for that. Coming out today. It's rad. Clearly you've got a lot of better shit to do on a Saturday afternoon, and I understand that. Took some notes during all the sets, not to critique your jokes or anything like I would be doing professionally, but I just figured I would share some of my thoughts with you from the back of the room. Liz Frizzius, pretzel sticks are great, especially dots, seasoned, because they are twisted. And they're great for heating up and jabbing into somebody's eyeball. Ryan Heilman, if his middle name was Zeke, he'd sound like a Jewish person who doesn't want you to forget the Nazis. Your shirt looks like the wall in the office from Scarface where they kill the white boss. Remember that scene where he's like, "Hey, you put the hit on me, I'm gonna fucking kill you." That's just how it goes. Andrew Irwin said Caucasian like 5 times at the beginning of his set. I know for a fact if my cock was Asian, it might be larger. And I checked the police report, Andrew. Miss Sanchez did not die from the stab wounds, but she did die a month later from lead poisoning. Devontae Brown looks like Blake Griffin and Steph Curry had a baby with Patrick Mahomes, and that baby had a slow metabolism. Terry Jean's gonna release a new energy drink called Titty Sweat. She's gonna pair up with that black guy from Tropic Thunder, and they're gonna like co-market Titty Sweat. Anyone remember that? And then Trey looks like he went to get a haircut, and halfway through told the barber, "I'm good." Also, what was the female lead from Pirates of the Caribbean?
Keira
Keira Knightley. How did you get her costume?
He's over there.
Tim?
I can't see
He's
shit.
over here.
Oh yeah, how did you get her costume? Good question. Good question. Is that like screen worn or whatever they call that? Like.
I'll never tell.
Okay. Kinky, awesome. You guys have all seen those chip reader credit card machines that we've had for the last couple of years, right, in the stores? They're still confusing as fuck to me because I view them sort of like hooking up with a woman for the first time. Just bear with me, because think about it, like, you stick it in, right? But then comes all these questions. You know, it's like, hey lady, it's a little late for questions, it's already in. And then you have to go through all the answers, and you have to answer the questions right, so you press the button the right way, and at the end it's still like, and you're like, what's wrong now? And the lady's like, I'm sorry, sir, that's the wrong hole, this machine requires a swipe. But have you been to Circle K lately and seen the new, they keep fucking with our knowledge of the way things work, because now they have a new credit card machine, and you have to answer yes like 7 times. Does anyone realize this? Like, you go through, you say yes to the amount, yes to the location, yes to the address, yes to your blood type, and then it says total, and you're like, cool, and then you have to press yes a 7th time after you're normally getting a receipt. And I wondered, why is that? And I realized that 3 or 4 yeses isn't enough. They need that 5th to make sure it's consensual. Otherwise it turns into financial assault. I obviously didn't have much prepared for you guys today, so I just wanted to talk about you for a little bit and then do that one joke. And I thank you all for coming out on Saturday. And I know Tony has to get to the airport, so thanks for coming, guys. You guys fucking awesome. Give it up for your host.
All right. Okay. All right, you guys, good job. Thanks for coming out and doing this today. I'm proud of you. You know, I'm going to say this, a couple things. We do, we hire a lot of people from these shows and other shows. Like, I have a show, a private show up at DC Ranch Day at 6:30. I hired Andrew for it, but I've just seen his set. So,
Taking auditions in the back room.
and I'm going to say this, and I just want to leave you with this thought, okay? That there's a lot of shows in this city now, more than there's ever been before. More than there's ever been before, which is fine. That's good, okay? And I've seen some of them, all right? Mm-hmm. And I don't put anybody down for the way they decide to enter into anything, and I respect, and I kind of admire all of them, know what it takes, even in a room full of people that you know, to come up here and put yourself on the line. I know what it means, but here's something you should think about. Most of the people you see in this city, okay, who go, I'm just gonna do it, okay? When you see them, that's the best they're ever going to be. They're never gonna get any better, because they don't learn how. You guys, every week, don't just come up here for ego, don't just come up here and go, no, I'm just gonna fuck around and see what that, but you work every week, and I guarantee you, okay, either sticking with it the way you're doing it now, or sticking with it what we taught you, you will get better and better and better. I was telling DJ in the back, I've seen people that, and that's not the case with any of you, who've gotten a laugh for an entire year and are now working comics because they kept working at it. And I've seen people that come up, bring a bunch of friends to the office, and they go out and do a show, some of the shows that are around here, and that's it for them. They'll never go any further. So you guys have a future in front of you, no matter what you do with this. I gotta go someplace else. Thanks a lot. We'll see y'all Tuesday. Bye-bye. Yeah!
Yeah!
You need to do that when you get through TSA.
Yeah!